Schedules are how we pull information out of our model and present it for use in various kinds of reports. So into spreadsheets like Excel or Word documents or whatever kind of report we're trying to write. So it's kind of a non-graphic view of the model. So I've already created a schedule to extract the quantities from Revit mass floors and put them into a table. Let me get that up. So Tower 01 mass floor schedule, and we've got all the levels, the floor area on each level, the floor perimeter for each level, the exterior surface area of each level, the floor volume. Some of these would be very useful in looking at the energy use of the building. So the exterior surface area would tell us how much, would help us get a sense of how much heat is flowing out through the exterior of the building. The floor volume tells us how much air conditioning we'd have to cool. The floor area is the one that we're concentrating on in this, because that tells us how much area, how much space the owner has to lease and produce revenue for the project. So having the floor areas is really powerful. Now, a schedule is made up of what are called records. So each one of these rows is a record. Each row corresponds to an object in Revit. So a mass, in this case, a mass floor object. Each column corresponds to a parameter. They're often called fields. Each column corresponds to a parameter in that object. So the object has a mass type parameter, it has a level parameter, etc. So I can create schedules any way I like, and you see here these editing tools allow me to specify which fields to include. I can take them in and take them out, so remove it or put it back in. I can promote it in the list, so it's up at the top of the list, means it'll be at the left-hand side of the table. I can filter it, so I can choose an objects that I'm not going to include. So I could change the mass type and not include certain types. I can format it, so by the mass type I can format it for each heading. If I just click on each field heading, and this is what I'm changing, is how to make that heading appear. Now, an important thing is in this sorting and group, I can turn on grand totals, and it will total up the amounts. If I go to fields back here, and floor area, well, I'm not getting this quite right. Oh, here we go. So in floor area, I have this value here of set calculate the totals. I could also calculate the minimum, the maximum, show both the minimum and the maximum, but I want to calculate the totals. Could also get the total volume. So these are going to be the total area of the building, floor area of the building, the total perimeter of the building, the total surface area of the building, the total volume of the building, and just tell it OK, and it adds those additional values here. So I get the perimeter of the building, I get the floor volume of the building, the floor area of the building.